Programmed hi-hats have a way of feeling, well, just too programmed. Here's a way to put some realism into that hat track. So first of all, let's listen to the track, concentrate on the hi-hat. Okay, listen to the hat by itself now. It sounds like a programmed hat, and we're going to fix it. We're going to make it sound a little more realistic. So the first thing we'll do is copy it. Okay, now that we have this new programmed hat, what we're going to do is play some automation tricks. But first, what we really need to do is take this whole track and move it. We're going to move everything ahead a couple of milliseconds, which isn't very much, but what it's going to do is help our automation do its thing. So we're just going to nudge it. You can see we have 1 millisecond, and we'll just nudge it. 1, 2. That's all. You can see when we zoom in that we're just ever so slightly ahead. Next thing we're going to do is add an automation track. We come down to our automation track. And now here's the key for the whole thing. Let's go back to the beginning. We'll just do this part right here. We're going to come up here and we're going to pick our random tool. Now we're going to go and just do some random automation changes. They don't have to be big. Matter of fact, you don't want them to be big. Now listen. It's very subtle, but if you listen to the previous one, it just has a bit more movement. It feels a little more real. We're not finished there though. We're going to do something else. We're going to add an EQ. But the whole trick here is we're going to automate one of the bands. So what we're going to say is go to our automation, and we're going to say our, let's say, mid-band gain. We're going to do that. Now that that's locked in for automation, we're going to come back here, and now we're going to say, let's go to our EQ, mid-band gain. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to make it a little more dramatic just so you can see what happens. Now watch. Now that's just a little too much, but you can see how that works. Now we're going to go in and we're going to say something just within a couple dBs, plus or minus a few dB, that's it. Something like that. If we want to make it really interesting, we'll come and we'll say, let's also automate our mid-band frequencies as well. So now what we're going to do is come to the mid-band frequency and do exactly the same thing, just ever so slightly. And watch. Now listen to our previous unaltered hi-hat track. Now the new one. And it just sounds a lot more realistic, and it pushes the track along, gives it some new life that it didn't have before. Just listen. And that's how you can program some new life into that programmed hi-hat track. If you want to improve the feel of a programmed hi-hat, first duplicate the hat track. Move the new track ahead by about 2 milliseconds. Now set the volume automation of the track by using the random pencil tool. Only a dB or 2 is required. Insert an EQ on the track and set it to automate the mid-range gain and frequency. Finally, automate the gain and frequency of the EQ by using the random pencil tool. Again, only small changes are necessary. And that's the programmed hat feel trick. Imagine how impressed your clients or bandmates are going to be when they hear your mixes using the same tricks that the biggest hitmaker mixers use. Go to 101mixtricks.com to sign up now.